I'm just going to tell you a little fun fact about what we're using today. And guess what it is? Tin cans, right? We're going to use tin cans. Now, what you normally do when you finish using whatsoever it is in the tin can, whether it's milk, whether it's tomatoes or whatever, what you do with that tin can? Put it in the bin, well, recycle bin for that matter. So it's important we separate our waste at home, okay? Don't throw that tin can in the regular bin. These are the reasons. When they end up in landfills, they get corroded, they get rusty, and the chemicals that are released during corrosion, they go into the soil and they poison the soil, and that can travel through the soil and into the groundwater, and water can get the soil itself can get contaminated, and also the groundwater will get contaminated. All right, so these are a few examples of tin cans you throw away. This is milk. This is like plum tomatoes. And this is a container for nuts, okay? So I'm going to show you how to beautify this, to make it something functional in your home, okay? So stick around and let's get creative with the tins. So these are the materials we'll need for this class. So we have our tin cans, our paint, we have textile scraps, and these circles are patterns that I cut out from cardboard. So these are going to be used to cut our fabric. Now this fabric we're going to use to make flowers, okay? And the flower is what we're going to use to decorate the tin can. So that's the first thing we're going to make right now. And to do that, I'm just going to cut out the circle pattern and just follow cutting at the edges to cut a perfect circle. So I'm just going to cut very carefully. As you can see, I'm holding the fabric against the pattern so that they don't shift, right? But if you can't do this, you can just get an office pin and just pin the pattern to the textile. So for each of the circles, I have 2 different circles. So for each, I'm cutting 6 circles. You could do 5 or you could do 6. So I'm cutting like 6 circles. And then here, I'm just tracing a line just around the edges of the circle after folding it into 2 to form a half circle. Now this line is to guide you in sewing so that you have a straight line. So those lines that I was drawing earlier, this is how we use those lines. So you follow the line round the edges of the fabric like so, and make the stitches about 1 to 2 centimeters apart, but they need to be equal. In the next few classes, I'm going to show you more designs for fabric flowers. But for this class, I'm just showing you one of the simple ones to use to decorate the tin. So you see, I finished stitching And the next thing I'm going to do here is draw the thread, right, to gather the edges of the piece of fabric. So you can see that is one petal to make our flower. So I'm just going to go over again with the thread and needle to secure that petal so that it doesn't unravel. Yeah, you can see I've gone over about twice to secure it. Now we're going to take the next piece and fold. So we're not going to cut the thread. We're just going to continue with the same thread, and we're just going to go over the same way we did with the previous one. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm also pulling. So as I pull that, I'm also making the second petal, and I'm securing it as well with 2 stitches. So I'll keep doing that. You can see that I'm following the stitches. Yeah. Now you see I've done 4. Yeah. So now we're doing the 5th one. Yes, so I'm doing 5 petals. So you can see I'm passing the needle through the very first one that I made, and I'm pulling from there. You can see. So I pull very tightly, firmly, not too tight, but firmly, and then hold 2 pieces together and secure it with a couple of stitches so that it doesn't unravel. So this stage is very important because it can affect the shape of your flower if it's not done properly. Yes, so just secure it as many times as you feel comfortable. Yes, and you go to the back as well and you continue to secure it. Take you can see it turns out smaller because the circle is smaller. So depending on the size of circles you make is how your flower turns out. So if you have bigger circles, you have bigger flowers. Yeah, so there are 2 sizes. Now here we have our tin, empty. You can see it's clean on the inside, and we're going to use a scouring sponge to take off the shining layer so that when we paint, the paint stays on it properly. It doesn't clean off easily. So this just scores the surface of the tin. So I'm doing that. The next thing, I have my paint. So today I'm using bronze and I'm using green. So I'm just putting my green color, and then I'm mixing with a little bit of blue just to darken the shade of green a bit, because I would like that rustic look. So I'm blending the 2 colors together. It doesn't have to be 100% blended, because I like that you know, the 2 tones sometimes that the colors just shine through. So I'm applying the paint now. You can see that the coverage is not full. It's not full coverage. So it's important that you paint as many layers as possible until the background is completely covered. Yes, so here I have painted it a few times. So you can see the tone of green. It's like blue-green. So now, this is my favorite part. So we're putting this bronze color to create a rustic look on the tin. So it gives it that old vibe. Yeah, so just bronze highlights on the tin. So if you notice, I'm using just one brush stroke, the same direction. So I'm careful not to cover the background fully. It's just highlights so that you know, you still have the blue-green, you know, coming through. And then I'm finishing up the edges with a bit more bronze, just at the top and the bottom edges. Alright, all done now. So next thing is to decorate the tin with the flowers we made previously. So I'm just going to apply some hot glue and then place it on the tin. So I'm doing that again. Right, yeah, just close, not too far, just bunching it up together. So I'm going to select a few beads to form the center of the flowers. Now this part is you know, it's a bit tricky because you need to work quickly with the glue. So I'm placing those beads at the center. Alternatively, if you have if you have bigger beads for the center, you could sew that in rather than glue it. So at the sewing stage, you could sew the center beads for the flowers. But in our consequent videos, I will show you how to create even better flowers, even more advanced flowers. Okay, so for this one, we're just using this basic flower. So I'm applying a bit of bronze on the center of the flower just to give it some highlights as well and a good blend. Next thing, I'm creating some branches with the hot glue. Yeah, this part is tricky as well. You need to have steady hands, and then the way the glue extends, so you have to just work quickly with it. Yeah, so I put some beads also on those dots there. Yeah, work quickly for the dry out. Yeah, I have to put some more glue. Yeah. So what I'm doing next is painting those the glue pattern with some bronze. It's just for a 3D, three-dimensional look. So I'm doing them over again to make them more enhanced. Then I'm also adding some bronze on the flowers, just at the edges, just give some highlights. And there you have it, our beautiful, beautiful pencil or brush holder. Here I used it to hold my brushes, and it's so beautiful, you know, very beautiful piece. So you can get creative, you know, with different patterns, different colors, different shapes, you know, just things that you can work with. But this is just an idea. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. So join us in our next class. Please follow our Instagram page 3siege.art, and it would be lovely to see the pictures of your work. So please send to the email on the screen. Thank you.